Will grit the power of passion and perseverance. Full summary: Angela Duckworth's Grit, the Power of Passion and Perseverance is a profound exploration of what truly drives success. Contrary to popular belief, talent alone is rarely enough to achieve greatness. Duckworth argues that what separates high achievers from the rest is a combination of passion and perseverance, which she collectively calls grit. Through years of research across various fields, education, sports, business, and even military training, she found that gritty individuals consistently outperform their peers, even when talent levels are similar or lower. One of the book's central ideas is that talent might give someone an initial advantage, but without sustained effort over time, it rarely leads to extraordinary results. Duckworth explains this with a simple formula: talent x effort, skill. Skill x effort, achievement. In other words, effort counts twice. First to develop skill, and then to convert that skill into real-world accomplishments. Duckworth begins by illustrating the concept of grit through stories of people who have achieved remarkable success by persevering over long periods. She cites the example of West Point cadets, who endure some of the most grueling military training programs in the world. Success in this context is less about natural strength or intelligence and more about determination, mental toughness, and the ability to persist despite extreme challenges. The cadets with higher grit scores, those willing to endure setbacks, fatigue, and strict discipline, are far more likely to graduate successfully, even if they are not the most physically or academically gifted. Similarly, Duckworth examines National Spelling Bee participants, discovering that winners aren't always those with the highest IQs, but rather those who consistently practice, refine strategies, and dedicate themselves to long-term preparation. These examples highlight her key message: effort and persistence amplify talent and make achievement possible. A crucial component of grit is passion, which Duckworth defines not as fleeting enthusiasm or interest, but as a deep, enduring commitment to a particular goal, subject, or field. Passionate individuals are willing to invest years of deliberate practice toward mastery. She shares the story of professional artists, musicians, and athletes who dedicate countless hours to their craft, often enduring monotonous or challenging work for decades without losing interest. Duckworth emphasizes that true passion develops gradually. It is cultivated over time through repeated engagement, exploration, and refinement, rather than discovered instantaneously. Passion is what sustains people when motivation fades or external rewards are absent. Equally important is perseverance, the steadfastness to continue striving toward long-term objectives despite failures, setbacks, or slow progress. Duckworth explains that perseverance involves embracing challenges and learning from mistakes rather than avoiding difficulties. She highlights examples from business leaders and entrepreneurs who have faced repeated failures before achieving major breakthroughs. These individuals demonstrate what Duckworth calls the hard thing rule, which she derived from observing successful people in various fields. The hard thing rule is the principle that people who consistently succeed commit to a single challenging goal over the long term, resisting distractions and short-term temptations that might pull them off course. Duckworth also explores the concept of deliberate practice, popularized by psychologist K. Anders Ericsson. Deliberate practice is highly structured, goal-oriented practice specifically designed to improve performance. It is not enough to simply put in hours. One must practice in a focused, methodical way that challenges weaknesses. She gives the example of pianists who spend thousands of hours breaking down difficult pieces, isolating problem sections, and constantly seeking feedback, gradually improving over years. This type of sustained, high-quality effort separates those who achieve mastery from those who plateau, even when both groups start with similar talent levels. Another compelling insight Duckworth shares is the role of hope and resilience in cultivating grit. Gritty individuals maintain a growth mindset, believing that failure is an opportunity to learn rather than a permanent reflection of ability. She references the work of Carol Dweck on mindset, explaining that those with a growth-oriented approach are far more likely to persist through challenges, learn from mistakes, and ultimately achieve success. For instance, she examines students from underprivileged backgrounds who outperform expectations not because they are inherently more talented, but because they cultivate perseverance, optimism, and the belief that effort can change outcomes. Duckworth also addresses the importance of supportive environments in developing grit. While grit is fundamentally internal, it is nurtured through mentorship, role models, and communities that value effort and long-term commitment. She cites the example of young athletes who thrive in training programs with coaches who emphasize discipline, resilience, and constructive feedback. Likewise, in academic settings, students who are encouraged to embrace challenges and practice persistently develop grit, whereas those shielded from difficulty may struggle to sustain effort when faced with setbacks. Towards the end of the book, Duckworth provides practical strategies to develop grit in one's own life. She recommends discovering your passion through exploration, reflection, and experimentation. Identify what energizes you and aligns with your core values. Practicing deliberately by setting specific goals, seeking constant feedback, and consistently pushing beyond comfort zones. Developing a growth mindset, recognizing that ability is not fixed and that improvement comes through effort and learning from failure. Sustaining motivation by connecting short-term tasks to long-term purpose, ensuring that daily efforts feel meaningful and impactful. Embracing challenges and failure as opportunities for growth, not as reflections of personal inadequacy. Building a supportive environment by surrounding yourself with mentors, peers, and communities that value perseverance and learning. Ultimately, Duckworth's grit is a powerful reminder that success is not a product of innate talent or luck alone, but is forged through consistent effort, passion, and resilience over time. The book inspires readers to examine their own commitments, embrace challenges, and cultivate habits that enable sustained achievement. By combining passion with perseverance, anyone can overcome obstacles, achieve mastery, and reach the level of success they aspire to. Duckworth's work leaves a lasting impression. Grit is the key differentiator that transforms potential into tangible achievement, and it is accessible to anyone willing to commit to the long-term journey.